Hello and welcome to Ask the Expert. Today we have a question from Martin about speaker loudness. So Martin is asking, if I have a speaker that has a sensitivity according to the specification sheet of 86 decibels and my amplifier has 100 watts output, how loud will the sound actually be in my listening position, which is 4 meters away? It's an interesting question because there's a lot of calculators you can find online to figure out how the loudness actually will be at a certain distance from a speaker and taking the amplifier power into account in these things. The problem is that a lot of these calculators are actually making some wrong assumptions, which leads to quite wildly different false results. So the first step of figuring out how loud is the speaker actually in the listening position is we look at the sensitivity. The sensitivity is specified as 86 decibels at 2.83 volts. So the first step is calculate that into watts. And for that we need the impedance. In this case, the speaker has an impedance of 4 ohm. That means 2.83 volts is actually 2 watts. Many people assume that this is specified as 1 watt, but most of the time that's actually not the case. So the sensitivity 86 dB at 2 watts. From there we can measure what is the maximum capability of the amplifier. If the amplifier is 100 watts, that is 50 times the 2 watts the specification is specified at. And that actually calculates out to 17 decibels. So you can add 17 decibels when going from 2 watts to 100 watts. So the 86 decibel sensitivity plus 17 dB added from the amplifier is 103 decibels. So naturally you would assume that the maximum SPL at 1 meter distance in your room is 103 decibels. But actually, when you place the speaker inside the listening room, you get some gain from the room itself when placing it close to the wall. The specification sheet assumes that you have your speaker in an anechoic chamber, but you don't, you have it inside your living room. And in your living room, the walls are actually adding some output to the speaker. So the added output from your walls can be up to 4 to 5 dB, especially in the lower frequencies. This added room gain is highly frequency dependent, so the actual addition to the total SPL depends on the frequency range of the speakers and the content, and it's a little bit complicated. But in the end, it's pretty reasonable to assume a difference of up to 4 to 5 dB based on the specification sheet. So at this point, you're already adding to the 103 dB that we calculated. But from there, we need to take into account the distance from 1 meter specification and to your couch. So let's assume that it's 4 meters. Normally, the online calculators will assume a fall in the output of 6 dB per doubling of distance. But this assumption is only true in an anechoic environment, such as outside. In a normal living room, what you actually will see is a fall in output of around 3 to 4 decibel per doubling of distance. So instead of 2 times 6 dB, you're actually subtracting 2 times 3 to 4 dB when going from 1 meter to 4 meter. So in reality, the total output of the speaker will probably be more than 100 dB in the listening position, which is a lot more than the 90 dB you would get if you were using the traditional online calculators. The exact value depends on different factors, such as the way the speaker disperses sound into the room, what the frequency range of the speaker is, and your exact room, and the placement of the speaker inside the room. So it's not actually possible to calculate a very exact number, but roughly what you'll be getting is, like I'm saying, somewhere around 10 dB more than the traditional calculators. So where the online calculators might lead you to believe that you won't actually be getting more than 90 dB in your listening position, in reality, you're probably much closer to 100 or above.